Toastmasters, members and guests, good evening.
Good evening.
So, when I first stood in front of you guys, I give you guys an icebreaker speech. And like any other icebreaker speech, it involves me giving some information about my background, who I am, where I came from, and how I came to be here. But there's one thing that I said at the end of that speech that I'd like to amend today and kind of go into details about certain things about it. Now, for those of you that weren't here or probably don't remember, the way that I finished that speech was that I stood here very confidently and quite ignorantly and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an entrepreneur." Now, for you, those of you that don't know what an entrepreneur is, it's basically a person that's a businessman that creates a company and makes a large sum of money. And that's all great and all, but there is obviously more complexities to it than that. But the issue that I want to touch on today is that it's been reduced down. The idea of an entrepreneur, of a business person, has been reduced down to something so minute, something so insignificant now. And I just want to clarify what that really is based on the books that I have read. Now, today we live in a world where everything is just modern technology. We live in a world where everything is just more convenient for us. We have all these things that make our lives so much better. And one of the things that are much more easy to do these days is starting a business, right? Some of us have probably heard about us being able to start an online business and stuff, which is great. But if, for instance, if you're developing a software program, that's something great because you don't need capital, you don't need to invest a lot of money in that. All you have to do is just know how to write code, upload the program online, and then sell it to people. And that's a great thing, especially if it's something like QuickBooks, for instance, that actually helps people. But that's the problem. The problem we have today is that people are not innovating enough. They're not creating great products anymore. People today, the modern entrepreneur today, their idea of being successful in building a business is that they want to be financially free and that they want to be able to just travel the world and live freely, carefree and all. And that's unfortunately what it's been reduced down to these days. So at the beginning of the year, I got involved in network marketing. And I know all the skepticism behind it. I knew what I was getting myself into, but the fact that they use terms like mentor and things like that intrigued me. And money is not a major thing for me. Like, I seek knowledge, not really what's the financial benefit, so I decided to give it a try. But 4 and 5 months later, I'm standing there, sitting in that room of a bunch of people and wondering, why am I not able to acknowledge this guy that calls himself a mentor? And why am I not as overly happy as all these people in this room? And because of my curious nature, I decided to go outside of the realm of network marketing, continue studying and reading different books. And it didn't all make sense until I finally finished reading these 2 autobiographies. These guys right here, these are real entrepreneurs. These are people that deserve to call themselves mentors in at least the business area. This guy here is Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. This guy here is Elon Musk. He's the founder of PayPal, SpaceX, and Tesla. These guys here are what a real entrepreneur looks like. These people here have dedicated more than 90% of their lives to an innovative idea, to something great to revolutionize the world. They didn't do it because they wanted to have all the fame or fortune or any of that stuff. They did it because they tried to improve the world somehow. This guy here changed the technology, the IT industry. He changed it, he revolutionized it. This guy right here revolutionized the energy industry. And he's trying to get us to Mars. So these guys, they could have easily cashed out with their first idea and lived freely and financially free if not, but they took their earnings and they invested it in the next idea and the next idea and so on and so forth. This person here, unfortunately, is not with us today, so he practically gave his life to his idea. And this guy here, I've seen almost every interview he's been in, and in about 3 of them, he almost cried because some of the questions had made him think back at how hard it was for him to start his businesses. So this is what I look at when I think about entrepreneurs. This is what an entrepreneur looks like. So to go back to the whole thing, today, again, modern entrepreneurs don't really see that. All they want to do is just sell anything, their whole goal is to be financially free and nothing more. They just want to cash out and then just move on and sail the world in some yacht or whatnot, and then have the audacity to stand in front of people and tell them that you can do it too, when they haven't truly earned that title of mentor. So that speech that I gave, the icebreaker, I want to just rephrase what I said at the end. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I am not an entrepreneur. I don't know what I am. But what I do know is that I'm a seeker of knowledge, wisdom, education, and all of this in the hopes that one day, when I push this tool up here to its full potential, I might be able to be of something more value to the world. I might be able to give back to it. And even if I never reach the heights that these people have reached, I can't really say that I'm going to stand there one day and say, wow, I wish I hadn't read all those books. Because in either case, if I don't create something, I think I would at least transcend what a typical father figure is, or I could become somebody's mentor and that person can take it the rest of the way. So that's my clarification there. That is what a real entrepreneur is. So guys, don't be a +1 in this world. Make the best of your life while you're still here. Make the best of it. The real goal should be for you to stand in front of that mirror every day and ask yourself, am I doing the best that I can to push myself intellectually so I can contribute back to the world somehow? That should be the ultimate goal. Because in the end, nobody's going to remember you when you're buried and you're gone. Nobody's going to remember you for how long your vacation time was. They're going to remember what you did during your lifetime to contribute back to the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro, for that.